And the first message was from Lauren, and I fell to my knees. They all decided, they looked at each other, how your life can be better and how you can move on. My name is Jack Grandcolas. My wife was Lauren Catuzzi Grandcolas. She was 3 months pregnant with our first child in September 11th, 2001, and she got on Flight 93, which crashed in Pennsylvania. The day of September 11th was a normal day on the television, and saw the horrors that everybody else saw that day with the Twin Towers. The Twin Towers were on fire. They're burning. It was clearly struck by a plane. As I watched and they gathered information and explained what was going on, I first thought of my wife and knew that her flight was at least another hour and a half later and had probably been grounded. And it was out of Newark. There were no reports of flights out of Newark. When I got a call from Lauren's sister, Vaughn, who said, had I heard from her? And I said, no, I thought she'd be coming back to your house in New Jersey. And she said, no, I got a message from her that she was on an earlier flight. And I said, let me get back to you. It might be a message downstairs. When I got downstairs, I had the TV on, and they were showing a hole in the ground in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, saying that it was a United flight out of Chicago. So I was relieved there. And then I turned on the answering machine, and the first message was from Lauren.
Hey, I just want to let you know I'm on 8 o'clock instead of the 9:20. So I get to San Francisco at about 11, and I'll be at the ferry terminal probably a little before 12, okay? So I'll call you then. Bye.
That message stopped, and then the next message started to play on the voice machine, and it was her from the plane.
Honey, are you there? Jack? Pick up, sweetie. Okay, well, I just wanted to tell you I love you. We're having a little problem on the plane. I'm totally fine. I just love you more than anything. Just know that. And, I'm comfortable and I'm okay for now. Just a little problem, so I just love you. Please tell my family I love them too. Bye, honey.
At which time I looked at the television and saw that the crater was United Flight 93 out of Newark. And I fell to my knees. And at that moment, she was gone. She and our baby were gone. So I then received a phone call from a good friend of mine who was supposed to go to New York that day and said he'd been turned around and could I believe what was happening. And I said, not only can I not believe what's going on, Lauren's plane was one that crashed. And there was a long pause, and he said, I'll be right over. And somehow between that time and the next 30 minutes, the house was filling up with friends. So I had to go lay down. I felt, sick to my stomach. I couldn't breathe. And so I went to lay down on the couch in the family room. And that's when a friend came to the door and he said, excuse me, Jack, but I've got a call you might want to take. And I said, who is it? And he says, it's your father-in-law. And I said, of course, let me have the phone. And when I answered the phone, it was as if he didn't know. Because he said, hey, Jack, how are you? And I could tell by the inflection of his voice that he knew nothing. And I said, I'm not good, Coach. And he said, what's the matter? And I said, Lauren's plane's gone down. There are no survivors. We're all heroes. They all collectively came together. They all decided, they looked at each other. And the thing I'd rather focus on is the melting pot of the manifest. And it really made up the manifest of our country. It was black, white, young, old, straight, gay, mothers, fathers, grandfathers, mothers to be. And you couldn't get a bigger rainbow of culture in the United States of America than the manifest of that Flight United 93. And so maybe it's symbolic that that was the first victory against terrorism on our own soil. I would just say that anyone who goes through grief, it's an extreme challenge, it's a long process, and there's no quick fix. It'll be there forever, but there are ways to make it through it. And mental health discussions are important. Talking to therapists is important. It will help reveal how your life can be better and how you can move on. In particular, the use of EMDR for post-traumatic stress injury. It's not a disorder, it's an injury. Just like you hurt your arm, you can go to the doctor and get it fixed. And EMDR is a great treatment for trauma, mental trauma injury. So I encourage anyone who's ever gone through grief to give it a try. I've told others and they come back and it helps them too.